Hello, it's Ken Myers here. It's February 3rd, 2020. Just wanted to share some information about the recent news reports about ocean acidification caused by CO2 in the atmosphere. Since 2015, I've been testing water quality in rivers, mainly pH and alkalinity, and in precipitation. Just investigating the disappearance of insects in the area here and all my favorite fishing streams around the coast. Yeah, since I've been testing in 2015, there's been a steady rise in the average of the rain precipitation pH. When I started years ago in 2015, it was averaging a pH of around, I think around just over 5. It'd start around 5 when the rain would first start falling, and then it would rise up to around 5.3-ish. Over the last 4 years, it has gradually increased, and now it's averaging over 5.5, somewhere 5.5 to 5.7. Since I have found some reports, and in the past here, I'll go to my computer. There's a report here from, I think this was 2010 this one was done. And it was about back when acid rain was more in the headlines. But it shows that years back, I'll go down to some of the graphs here. There's a bunch of information there that's hard to understand for most people. So this is information from four different, four different atmospheric monitoring stations across North America. And here it shows the pH. So this is from 2000 or 1990 to 2010. And it shows that the pH has been climbing in that time. At the same time the pH was climbing, the sulfate and the nitric oxide, I believe it is, was lowering. So likely those two compounds were causing the low pH, and as the amount of them has decreased over time, the pH has risen. So I'll go to some other information here just to confirm. This stuff does back with this other stuff I have. I also have some information from the, where is it here? Let's go to this one here. This is from Saturna Island. So this is Saturna Island reports. I have a bunch of them there. There's, I think, 20 years of reports. I click on that one. So this is the Saturna Island report for 1994. So just to confirm with that last report, the pH readings of what they were getting back then, or that graph, these are get to the pH here. So this is 1994, 95, sorry. Actually, 1995. There's our pH right there. There's our sulfate, I believe that is. So as we go down this list, I would just upload these, but I can't share. They don't seem, they're too big of files to upload and share. You can see the pH levels here. They're in the 4s, consistently in the 4s. As we scroll down the list here, it's up over 5 a couple times. Down in the 4s, low 4s. Seems to be whenever the pH in the rain is low, depending on the volume of rain, the amount of sulfate deposited is high. So as we go down the list, here we're in June. Well, that's common in the 4s, kind of mid 4s seems to be the average. It's up over 6 one day there for some reason, but hard to say what caused that. There it's in the 3s, 3.72. What's the date there? That is, oh, I would have to see if I can move that date for you here. That's 1995 in June. 3.72. Okay, so 3.95. Anything into the 3s is fairly extreme acid rain. This is when all the insects were dying in our streams. There's another one, 3.88. So yeah, very low pH back in them days. Confirms the There's another one. Oh, there's in the over 5. So yeah, and if we go to, let's see, I should be able to go to, I think I have a 1994 here also. Let's try 1994. So 1994, I think we have pretty much the same thing. There's our pH, there's our sulfate, and it's very similar here. It's averaging kind of mid to high 4s, low 4s. Yeah, I'd say mid 4 average. And we get some real doozers down here where it actually goes into the mid 3s again. But as you can see, it's very low pH. Oh, 3.41. Where was that? Yikes. That is a lot of sulfate deposited. High volume, it looks like it, or fairly good big volume of rain that time. So since then, the rain pH has been rising consistently and now averaging much higher. So I'm going to go outside here. I have I keep on my porch a bowl that I use for collecting rainwater. I dumped this 2 days ago, but we've had some pretty high amounts of rain. Still a little bit of ice in there from, oh, it's thawing out now. It's a little cold last night. I got a couple of pine needles in there. So I do also have a wood stove in my house. The other day I was out here when it was raining. You can't see it through the glare in the window, but the smoke from the stove was coming right off the top of the roof here. It was coming off the top of the roof, and the rain was falling through the smoke. So between the smoke and these pine needles that are in there, if anything, the pH should be lower than what the CO2 would be causing. So let's do a quick test here with my Lamont test kit. This says alkalinity, but I just stick my pH bottle in the same thing to cut down the bulky containers. Oh, let's have a look. So this one here for a full vial says add 10 drops. So already it's looking pretty good here. Yeah, it's looking fairly consistent with what I've been seeing. And the pH is, I'd say that pH, it's hard to tell with this right now, but if I put the paper behind it, it'll be easier to see. Let's see if we can actually get a look at that. Oh man, that's real hard to tell. Let's see. I'll just shadow that bottle a fair bit. Not easy to do by yourself here. So there we go. That should help. Now if I put that up to the sunshine, oh man, that glare doesn't help. There we go. That's a little better. So maybe hard to tell, but what the reading there is around, I'd say around 5.5, 5.6 even. I think the liquid's just a touch lighter than the thing. There's a lot of bit of dirt on the bottle. Yeah, 5.5-ish, 5.6. So pretty consistent. Anyways, so this is what I'm seeing consistently, and based on the information from the past here, it's the last 30 years the pH has been steadily climbing. So despite claims that airborne CO2 is acidifying the ocean, the opposite effect is happening on rainwater. Water vapor forming into droplets and falling through the atmosphere with all this higher level of CO2, which is indisputable, it's definitely higher CO2 levels, we seem to be getting a higher pH. So for the ocean to be acidifying or decreasing in average pH by CO2 from the air where the water droplets aren't, seems absolutely impossible. So I just thought I wanted to share this information with people and see what they think about it. Okay. There we go. I just put this directly up to the sunshine. Now we can actually see the color a little better. So actually it looks like it's up 5.5, closer to, yeah, 5.5 I'd say.